Welcome back to the green room, everybody. We have kind of a new situation here and a new guest. Hello and welcome, Jayme Giesbrecht.
Hey, thank you guys so much for having me and to
Yes.
after. It'll be good.
Yeah, we hope people watch this. It's
Always
a good thing when they do, and we appreciate it.
Yes. And congratulations on having a podcast. It's really cool. I've been listening to some of the guests that you guys have had on, and it's nice to get to know a little bit more about music, the music world and beyond from your eyes.
So you've watched some of them. Which one was your favorite? I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay, well, recently I watched The Mood, Josh and Jeffrey. That was one of your most recent ones, and I thought that was really good. A lot of the guests that you have, I'm not familiar with because I'm not necessarily like a punk queen. But I guess you go beyond that because I'm here.
Well, and we've had country artists.
You've had country artists.
Hip-hop artists.
I have some catching up to do, I will say that. But lately, ever since you guys asked me to be, or I guess I asked you, I actually asked the guys if I could join them on their podcast.
On the record.
Yeah, just for the record. I said, hey, I want to be on your podcast. I think that's exactly what I said.
Yes. And then we said, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so I have some catching up, but I like the ones I've heard so far.
Cool. That's awesome.
A question came up last week. Somebody asked us why we do the podcast. You had a good answer for that. Not at the moment, but you came up with a good answer for it after.
Well, yeah, I mean, we had a pretty decent answer, I guess, for it. But I think overall the thing was man, what did I even say? I was full of wisdom like a few minutes ago.
Yeah, Yoda.
And drunk.
Yeah.
Why do you have
to shed light on upcoming artists and stuff, right? People that don't have a voice, so to speak, and bring people together.
Well,
I guess.
And exactly what Jayme said, it's kind of our point of view.
Exactly.
Yeah, because we're all connected so differently. Like the artists that, if let's say I had a podcast, then the people that I had on would be totally different because that's my circle. So it's kind of cool that the three of you have different circles, and then we get to know people that maybe don't make it onto our local stages even because of the style of music they play.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And see, I think that's what it is because we're on that end. We've been on that, I guess, in this area.
Yeah.
We're just a very niche genre.
Exactly.
For the area.
Yeah,
exactly.
and not to slam the area because it's a great supporter of music, but yeah, like if you do anything punk or metal, your audience is going to be smaller. It's just the way it is here. But remember back in the day when Morden had the metal meltdown?
Yeah.
Back in the day, that was a good time.
That was around the time
Altona had a metal meltdown, and we always played it that way.
Oh, you did?
Altona's was good for
it was
for a couple
time,
years.
yeah.
For a couple of years.
For 3-4 years, it was there was like 1,000 people in 1 year.
Wow.
But then the last year I remember going and there was like
nobody there.
25 people in a huge arena, and you're kind of just like.
I know, it feels so much smaller when there's like a big venue and you have just a small audience, but that could come back maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be cool.
So you post some videos on YouTube yourself, don't you, Jayme? How did that come to be?
Well, I'm not a huge online kind of person. Like I do post if I have like an event coming up and I'm like, I want people to come, so I know I have to post, but I'm not one of those people who constantly says like, here's a video of me singing like Shallows by Bradley Cooper or Lady Gaga. Like I'm not always very current with my posts. So I recently got an accordion, or I started playing accordion. And like my target audience, like I have a lot of elderly listeners. Let's just call them old people. Got old people listening to my music. I love them.
You gotta have the Silver Surfers, man.
Gotta have the Silver Surfers. Q-tips. And and on Facebook, you know how it tells you what your demographic is?
Right.
It usually says mine is women between the ages of 50 and 65.
And
They're still alive, I promise.
Oh,
So
that's
I've been
good.
posting these accordion videos, and it connected people to their childhood memories and like, oh, my grandpa plays or whatever. I love that about music, is bringing people back to like their memories, what's special to them about growing up. So then I started posting on YouTube because I felt bad flooding everyone's like Facebook and Instagram feed with accordion music because there's like people love it or they hate it. So yeah, I started posting, and now I've all of a sudden quit. Like I haven't quit, but I haven't done it in a long time.
The time to do it.
So yeah, I need to get back on that.
Sort of fun fact. My grandpa passed away like, I think it's 3 years now. And about a year after, we had like a family auction, and I got his accordion, but it's just a little like Hohner That I
Oh,
used to play at
yeah.
dances, like little polka dances.
That is so
So I tinker
cool.
with it every now and then.
You
but,
do?
I'm not very good at it.
Well, and they
but
say if you
it's-
can play guitar, you should be able to figure out accordion.
Well, and it's
Because the way your hands are,
I guess it's time to learn how to play guitar, Goose.
yeah. Gotta start with guitar first. Nice.
Sorry,
That's really cool. I love
that.
that. Mine belonged to my grandma as well, and
Oh,
she passed
cool.
away, but she gave it to me before she passed away, and that's why it's so special. And when
Oh,
I
I
open that
bought mine
case,
at a
it still
family auction.
smells like. Yeah, you had to buy yours. Aww.
That's
It was
okay.
okay.
It's worth
okay.
it though,
It
isn't
was
it?
worth it.
That's
yeah.
good.
Absolutely.
But
That's good.
it just reminded me, my dad, back in the day, he would say, there's two instruments that I hate absolutely, and that's the Scottish bagpipes and the accordion. My dad's like, those
no.
two things sound like somebody's killing something.
Oh man, yeah, there are people who just hate it. They just don't want to listen to it. I did a poll on Instagram that said, should I post more accordion videos? Yes or no? And there were actually quite a few people who said no. Like they were done with it. They were like, I don't want to hear that. So
It's an acquired taste,
Well,
I guess,
and,
right?
and it's because there's just one volume.
Right.
It's like it's just loud.
it's loud and yeah, they all sound
Yeah, it's fine for. I love the bagpipes and I love the accordion, so. rock and roll.
I do too. Don't
Yeah,
get me
well, for a
wrong.
long time, people didn't like banjo either, but now that's like
Mumford
the
and Son
coolest.
made it cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool again.
Those
So
hipsters.
cool.
Yeah.
Those hipsters.
As long as they're playing a bass drum with their foot at the same time, then it's
And
yeah,
it
you
has to
have
be,
to. You
yeah,
have to.
yeah, totally.
You have to go from quiet to loud vocals.
yeah, and
Like
then
from
build
really
it.
quiet and then yelling all of a
Settle
sudden.
down!
Yeah, exactly.
Whispering again.
Banjo breakdown.
Well, it's,
Now we're yelling.
it's literally just the pop formula.
Oh,
just
yeah.
Done,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Done acoustically.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm gonna do that with accordion, and accordion will become cool
Yeah,
again.
and you'll be
Maybe
famous.
I can be a part of monochromatics, and then you'll put
Accordion.
like a
Do the
little
accordion? Sure,
metal
yeah.
punk accordion.
Well, have you ever heard of Flog and Molly?
No.
Oh, they're so good.
They're a punk band, and they have accordion, they have
Yeah.
banjo, they have
Bagpipes.
mandolins.
Everything you think of, it's been done.
It's-
We
yeah,
gotta get
it's
on
there.
this.
They were fantastic live.
Yeah, I saw them in
Might have-
September.
Well, it's funny too, because like musicians I've approached to say like, hey, do you want to jam with me? They're like, oh no, like I don't like accordion's not really. And it's like, no, it can be cool. Like open your mind to other sounds than what you hear on the radio. You can mix any instrument, like accordion and cello, or like an electric guitar and accordion. It all sounds really good
Yeah.
if you can play.
Yeah, there's a Canadian musician from Halifax, I think. His name is Ben Kaplan. I don't know. He's been to
Yes,
the area quite a
yes,
bit.
Ben Kaplan, of course.
And I mean, he's got lots of accordion in his music. And
Yeah.
He's just kind of like he puts on like a circus. He's kind of like gypsy
That's
music.
so cool.
It's
I love
wicked
that.
cool. Yeah.
I'm totally into that. That's really awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, are you writing any original stuff? Like, have
Yes.
you thought? Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, like, I
Tell us
will
about it.
be the first one to say I'm not a writer. Like, I am not a born skilled writer, someone who, like, wrote their first song when they were 4 and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It comes naturally to me when I'm sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
I have to sit down and intentionally write a song. So, it almost seems like a rite of passage. Like, people don't consider you a true musician until you've written a song, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, because that's the first thing people ask me. Have you written anything? Are you a
Right.
writer?
Yep.
And it's like, well, no, I'm just a singer. But I'm not just a singer. Like, you know,
Well-
they want more.
Well, before we started recording the podcast, we were talking a little bit about Motley Crue. If you look at Motley Crue, Nicky Sixx was really the only writer.
He wrote
well,
it.
not the only writer, but he's definitely
Majority.
80%
But Vince
of
Neil,
it.
the
He
singer,
didn't
write.
nothing.
Yeah.
He
No,
was
nothing.
just a
He's
singer.
just a
Celine
singer.
Dion, great Canadian singer, never wrote a song.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So not a musician.
Celine Dion.
Not a musician. That's a very bold
sorry,
statement. Celine Dion.
Well, it's a good thing she quit
So-
Vegas.
Yeah,
Wasn't gonna make it. She wasn't gonna get
wasn't gonna
anywhere.
make it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh man.
That girl
yeah.
was going nowhere. No future.
I don't know who the Celine Dion is, but you know what?
So yeah, over the years, I tried writing songs, and then I leave them for a while, and I go back to them, and I'm like, that was crap. Like, it was horrible.
Oh, it
I thought it was
happens.
good. It turns out it was just a Michael Bublé song that's already been written. That's just how I'm not that
Oh,
creative.
right.
So then, I'm recording an album in fall. And I was like, I gotta write some originals. I want it to be gospel, jazz, gospel, soul. So I'm writing just, somebody told me the thing about gospel music is that people back in the day who were singing gospel in churches, they were singing their own testimony with music.
Right.
So I need to write what's real to me. Instead
Yeah.
of trying to write for other people, I just need to be like, this is me. And not necessarily about myself. I can make it inclusive to other people. And
See, when I hear like old people or the older
Old
generation,
people.
let me put it that way, like I've heard older people in churches complain that gospel music is being removed and like other music's coming in. But realistically, no other generation but them really related to that music. Well,
Yeah.
not necessarily.
I do.
And that's why I say not necessarily. I think it's just way less. Like
It's evolving in a way, right?
And
Well,
everything
just like
has
everything.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to. So, but I think a lot of things also have come back. So now we're hearing like music from the original church where people are singing like, "Oh Lord, yeah," they're doing that in church again, and that's great to
Like-
hear. I like that because that's
Yeah.
how I sing.
like
so
the
it's kind of like
30s.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, like the
dirty
30s, the black
30s, yeah.
church,
Yeah.
you know, where people were slaves, and the only time they could experience freedom was when they were in church, and that's
Right.
where they let it go. And so I think that's amazing. That's freedom.
Frozen
cool.
style.
Frozen style.
Let
Yeah,
it
you
go.
gotta let it go.
That's terrible. Yeah, so I'm trying to write, and you
And
know,
I mean, there's different ways to write. Everybody writes songs differently, right? So, yeah.
yeah,
It's a good
we'll see what
thing.
happens. And you know, you work with other musicians who maybe take a song you think is garbage, and they have an artistic view and say, okay, well, what if we did those lyrics are fine? What if we just changed the chording a little bit and made it sound like this? And then they
Right.
send it back to you, and it's like, boom,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
song.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
It's like, well, there's a song that me and Chris, our drummer, who's not here today,
Yeah.
that we wrote together. He wrote, I think he wrote most of the lyrics for ODR.
Yeah, yeah.
He wrote all the lyrics. He had no idea what it was going to sound like. As soon as I read the lyrics, I was like, oh, I totally see what I need to do
Well,
here.
and
Yeah.
because he said, oh, this isn't gonna this is gonna be weird or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I ended up turning what was a verse into the chorus, and what was supposed to be the chorus became a bridge.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so we just copied and
co-writing.
pasted, and it turned out it's a really fun song.
So much
That's
fun.
so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
But
That's
that totally. Yeah,
there's
I
an
get it, yeah.
insecurity because if you write it, it's like, ugh, are people gonna like it? Like, is that right?
Right.
I just love that you guys co-wrote that. And hi, Chris.
Spooky.
Spooky boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Well, it's even like those Eiffel 65. Remember Eiffel 65?
Yeah, Blue.
Yeah. So Vice did a mini documentary on that song, and it was 3 DJs that wrote that song together, and it was the guy that they got to write the lyrics. They asked him to write some lyrics, and he brought 3 sets. And he's like, "Do you guys want something that's poppy? Do you want something that's really dark? Or do you want something that makes no freaking sense?"
Bad shit
And they
crazy.
said-
That's that.
Let's go with the
Crazy.
no sense.
I love that.
And then
Yo,
and then-
listen
Yeah.
up.
yeah.
Exactly.
So he said the first time they brought it to a club, they're really excited, and everybody walked out.
Really?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And they abandoned that whole song
completely.
for a while. They're like, yeah, this is garbage. We're going to throw it out. All of a sudden, someone else picked it up,
Some
right?
DJ at a radio station.
Right. And it
Wow.
became this phenomenon, like just crazy. And they couldn't
That's
believe
so
it.
catchy.
And
They're still making money off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
And now it's back again. Well, sometimes I hear a song that I'm like, I feel like I would have written like that is my song. Like, you know, you hear a
Yeah.
song that Etta
heard
James
it
wrote,
so
for
many
example, and
times.
you've been through that heartbreak, and you're like, I wish I wrote that song because that's how I feel.
yeah. And those 3 DJs, they hate each other now, don't they? Or is it
Really?
No,
one
so
of them?
2 of them still work together, but
Oh,
the
right.
one guy just couldn't handle it.
Yeah, they
got-
I
kind
don't
of.
even know what they look like because their video was.
Douchey. Douchey. One guy
European?
looks like Moby. One guy
Okay.
looks like the typical Euro trash
Oh.
Q-tip. Like
Ooh.
he would drive a
Like
Beamer
blonde.
for sure.
Platinum hair.
Yeah.
You would drive a Beetle?
Beamer.
Oh, a Beamer.
BMW.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
So tell us how you really feel, Goose.
Yeah, let's open up
They're
here.
cool dudes.
So cool.
But I definitely respect it. Like the process they went through. Like the one guy was just warming up on his MIDI keyboard, and that, you know, the piano lick in that song, like
Yeah.
So he was just playing that, and the one DJ heard it, and he's like, I want to turn that into a dance song.
That's so cool.
Yeah, but
So
it sounded
yeah.
beautiful on the piano, like just.
I bet
so,
you if we sat down and tried to write a song right now, we would do it.
Oh yeah.
Easily.
I think
it
it's,
just,
yeah,
You just have to commit, take some time, and you have to be okay with being criticized,
totally.
or not take it as criticism,
Especially
just
for
take
lyrics.
it as a molding.
Yeah.
Well, constructive criticism, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, cry a little,
Well, later
If you
after
cry,
you go home,
Yeah.
you cry
crawl
a
into a
little.
corner with a bottle of vodka or whatever your favorite drink.
Bag
then
of
you cry a
nuts.
little
Grape
bit,
drink.
a bag of nuts, yeah. And then you cry a little. I mean, I don't know, like
Whimper?
an hour or two.
Whimper or what's the old-timey way of saying crying? Weep.
Oh, no.
You gotta
Don't
weep.
Yeah.
You grieve the loss of your song.
But then a
you
good
pull
song
yourself
comes out of it,
yeah,
so it's all
you pull
good.
yourself together and you start all over again the next day.
You
and
go
then-
listen to it next day and you're like,
Yeah,
this
that
is
was
trash.
shitty. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This was really
I
garbage.
should not have cried last night.
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
Well, and then there's that moment of actually singing or playing the song for people, and I think that's a nerve-wracking moment too. I've never done that, so I'm gonna record this original on my album, or a couple of them if I can swing it. But then to actually perform them, I don't think I'm gonna tell people which ones are originals and which are not, because I'm too nervous about that. I don't want people to be like, "Oh, she's a garbage songwriter," right? Like,
Well, if you want to hear our first time, we wrote, 2007, and I remember
great
that.
Hold
year.
that thought.
Great year.
What
We'll
a
continue.
year.
Right. I was just going to talk about the first time we wrote a song, and I heard about I heard about a radio contest Power 97 was hosting. This is back in 07, as I was saying, and so we had a friend with a video camera, and we set up this little thing in my garage.
Oh my goodness.
I still have that videotape, and I'm
That can
way
never-
too scared to watch that.
That can never be released though, man.
How have I not seen this?
You have to start
It's-
somewhere.
So the song is about a girl, and it's actually going to be in our second album.
Really?
We kind of threw it away for a while, and then
Forever.
when Chris and Lucas joined us, one day I jokingly I think started playing it, and then Chris and Lucas were like,
This
that's
is the
sweet."
best song we've ever heard.
Are you the bass player?
Guitar player?
I thought you played guitar.
We
I do.
both play guitar.
You both play guitar.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's the
sorry.
bass player.
You're the bass player.
Mhm.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. He wanted
Cool.
the easy one.
Ba-dum, boom, boom, ba-dum.
I don't actually do that, but
Do
hey.
the Seinfeld theme.
Yeah, I
Slap
know.
at the bass. Slap at the bass.
Slap at the bass.
Slap at that bass, mom.
Yeah, so that video would be sketchy at best.
I want to see that.
No,
I think
yeah,
that should be
me too.
featured on our podcast.
You know
No,
what?
Flashback
Here's
Friday.
the
Let's
thing:
do it.
if we get a certain amount of Patreons, then
Give
we might release
Give
it.
us money,
How
we'll
about
release
that?
it.
That's a
Why
good
not?
idea.
Very
You
good
can
idea.
monetize anything these
Go on
days.
Patreon. If you want to watch the worst thing we've ever created. I think I even wore a fedora hat in the video.
Oh,
No, you did.
Yes, you did.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to.
So
We're gonna have
gross.
to upload it, and you can only watch it if you're gonna pay for it.
Well,
Yeah.
Goose, I remember, I think it might have been like in that like 2009 era, when you contacted me, you were looking for a studded belt. Like, you know, emo style with like black with
I still
studs.
have
You
that
contacted
belt.
me, yeah, and I'm like, you put it on Facebook. Does anyone have like a studded belt? I'm like, I do,
Yep.
because I was big time into that emo thing.
Yep.
And then I even had like the black hair and the bangs. And
I still
stuff.
have that belt.
And I'm like, yeah, I'll drop it off. I still think about that belt all the time. I feel like I should have kept it, but it would never fit
You
me.
want it back?
It wouldn't fit me. No.
I was
but-
looking through
I'm glad you have it.
through the closet, and I found one of mine, like the red and
Like
red
your
and-
fishnets.
Oh,
Yeah, my fishnets.
Fishnets.
Right next to my fishnets that I only wear on Saturdays, I found the red and black pattern
Like
studded
print.
belt.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
because yours
Super
was just straight up
punk.
chrome,
Mine was just
right?
chrome.
Do you
Yeah.
still wear it?
No.
You gotta bring that back.
I will bring it back.
Because it's been like 10 years.
And I dug out my punk vest the other day. Like
Oh,
I have
yeah.
a denim vest full of patches and
That's
like
awesome.
I
studded.
also have one.
Maybe
like
not the
bedazzled, if
fedora
you
though.
will.
Don't bring that back.
No,
but-
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I remember that time when you had a time where it was big into that.
Well, I wanted to be like Slash, but I didn't want to straight up wear a top
Yeah.
hat.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, and then there
makes
was a
sense.
time where you had your sweet mohawk too.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
cool. That thing I'm
That
not
was-
embarrassed
That's
about.
pretty
that
cool.
was
That
legit.
really cool.
That
It was-
was
at one
that
point-
was my favorite part about you.
And now it's gone.
At one point, that sucker was 6 inches long.
Yeah, it
So
was
she's-
just
so she's like, oh,
Ooh, Nice.
Anyway.
Awkward pause.
awkward.
Hashtag blunder years.
Blunder years. I like that.
There's a whole subreddit called Blunder Years, and people post their like
I'm gonna have to
cringy
check
pictures.
that out. That's
awesome.
hilarious. That's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That brings back memories.
Well, yeah, like it doesn't seem like 2009 was that long ago, but that's 10 years. And for us, like
man.
we're grown ups now. Like
styles
we had
change.
some awkward, yeah, because we were already adults then, and that was a time.
Well,
I
I'm
can't
still
believe they
not
called
one.
us adults.
I know.
Well, hardly, yeah.
How old are you in 2009?
I was 15.
Okay, so
But I went through the stage of the of the death metal shirts with the ripped sleeves.
Oh, sunshine on my shoulder.
Dungeon Dweller.
And then like a skinhead.
Oh,
Like,
you-
I was like
oh.
I was like shaved with a razor.
Really?
In high school.
Okay, let's I had something here. Okay, in 2000, we're 19 right now, right?
Yeah, that's the year.
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Unless you, if you haven't watched those Kurzgesagt videos on YouTube, they think it should actually be 20,019.
20,019.
That would be a more accurate date.
2019.
For Earth, yeah.
No, that's not
cool.
right. That's not math.
Yeah.
Is that math?
Well, it works.
I'm not great at math.
It's
Yeah.
Me neither.
science.
Anyway, in 2019, what
This
is your
year?
favorite album?
Your favorite album of 2019?
Like,
Yeah, so far.
Of this
That's
year.
been released
Of this
this year.
I have not listened to a new
Have
album
there been
since
any?
2001. Like,
Really?
I don't listen
Really?
to new music. I'm sorry, you
Hey, not
guys.
even Adele?
I listen to on the way here like Motley Crue, Ozzy Osbourne,
Nice.
Def Leppard. Like,
Okay.
I'm stuck in a time warp. I just
Yeah.
don't listen to new music.
That's fine.
Okay, new question.
You
Do
should.
you have a guilty pleasure then?
I know. A guilty pleasure of music?
Yeah. Let's keep it music.
Music. I mean, I know I had a big Justin Bieber phase, but that's not really that guilty. Like,
pretty guilty.
I'm not really guilty about anything, but if you ride with me in my black Malibu, you will listen to everything from Crew to a polka to a gospel banger, just like gospel to the core.
Gospel banger.
Yeah,
Gospel
gospel banger.
That gospel was lit.
It
Yeah.
was lit.
Lit af.
And everything in between, but not a lot of modern stuff. Like, have you ever
Okay.
seen that show Beat Shazam?
No.
Jamie Foxx hosts it. You know what Shazam is? It like predicts the
Oh,
song
yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah.
And so you're supposed to guess what the song that's playing is before Shazam can guess it.
Oh,
And
cool.
there's different categories, and I watch it with my mom. Every time it's in the 2010s, which it would have been like this past decade, we don't know any of the songs. But they only do like the pop songs, and
Yeah.
I don't know that.
I'd
What's
probably
your
do the same
guilty
though.
pleasure album?
Did I
or
say?
song?
Oh, well, I've said it before on here.
We have, yeah.
Some
That's
EDM
fine.
stuff, probably.
Yeah, but that's not that guilty.
Hips don't lie, Shakira.
Well,
Nice.
yeah.
Mine was
love-
Toxic by Britney Spears.
Love that
Yeah.
song.
See, that's not even that bad. I think it's
No,
like
it's fine.
Well,
when you're a musician,
Toxic is
though.
pretty bad.
When you're a musician, you can see like
Remember how hot she was in the music video?
She was hot.
Oh, she was hot.
She was hot.
It might have more to do with the music video than the song.
I think her Taylor Swift thing too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Speed
I
stuff.
have just a crush on Taylor Swift.
Really?
Yeah, I think
bad.
You're not the only one, so that's
No,
not.
that's pretty common.
That's good.
Not the only one in the band either, so.
Uh oh.
Well, hello there.
not I.
Swatter.
Swatter.
Swata.
Yeah.
How about let's shift gears. If how
Is
about
this a
guilty?
standard?
What's that?
No, Go.
Yeah. How about foods? Do you have guilty pleasures when it comes to food?
What are you asking me all these crazy questions
I
about?
don't know.
I thought we were talking about music, man.
Nope, not anymore.
All right.
We
my
pulled one on ya.
What is your guilty pleasure, Goose, when it
With
comes to
food?
food? Yeah. Ice cream, probably.
I love ice
Oh,
cream.
I don't like what it does to you,
They-
though.
No, that's why I'm saying.
I'm not lactose intolerant, but when it comes
Very
to
close.
ice cream, it's
Yes, you
I
are.
create what you would call a
An atmosphere.
death fume.
It's an atmosphere.
And the thing is, he never
But-
fails to have ice cream right before band practice.
And then we're in a sweaty garage.
Why? That is just so gross.
Yep, that's
But-
what happens.
Yeah, so I'm actually cutting myself down to weekends for ice cream because
Okay.
I cannot control myself.
Here's something that I did once that my American friend Katie thought that was really gross, and you might too. So I took Ripple chips, like plain Ripple chips, and I dipped them in ketchup.
Oh, I
Okay.
like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
No,
See,
no,
that's
you
it.
don't.
We can do that in Canada. You
So
can.
here's
You don't like
another
that?
one that I
can't
want
imagine
to
that.
throw out. Most people hate it when I put ketchup on my pizza.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
that's
I do that too.
See?
I've
no.
seen people do it, and it
And-
makes me go,
And the thing is,
Yeah.
I think it's a Mexico thing.
Well,
Most people that come
yeah.
from Mexico actually do like that.
okay.
Really?
It's
Because I
pretty
feel like
common, yeah.
It's
you,
very
like,
more
hate-
common.
It's a hate crime against pizza.
I mean, ketchup's kind of a spice, right? Then people put hot sauce on
Well,
their
I mean,
pizza.
it's tomato
That's what I
sauce.
do,
Sugar
so-
in a bottle. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, with
I also
I
did-
sound like a mom right now.
Oh, it's, yeah. Put that
Go to
shit.
your room.
Kids don't eat that.
I also dip my Oreos in water.
That
that's
is
not
also
cool.
true.
That's
yeah.
not
It's good for your water intake, right?
yeah, it's better than you having milk. So.
H2O.
That's on quality H2O.
No, I don't know. Guilty pleasure foods. I just eat everything. I just like it. I cook a lot.
Yeah.
You're not
Nice.
vegan?
No.
So you say
Obviously. Look at me. I'm not vegan.
you say you cook a lot. So what's your favorite thing to cook?
I love cooking pasta dishes, and I'll
Okay.
put on like Italian folk songs.
Oh yeah.
Like and I will cook Italian, and I love that. That is just my time. It feels so happy and
Right.
good. Italian.
Nice.
Yeah. Make it a spicy.
Yeah.
No, that's
Spicy
cool.
meatball.
Yes.
Nailed it.
That's fine.
Cool.
You've just lost all of your Italian listeners.
That's
So
fine. All
See ya,
none of
Juan.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's the Mexican one.
Auf Wiedersehen. Oh no, that's
That's the German one. Nah.
boopity baba.
Au revoir.
There you go. Bye, Sven.
Yeah. Cool.
Unrelated.
Yeah.
So cool.
All right. Well,
So cool.
that was the thing. So, what inspires you?
To do music.
Yeah.
We're back on music.
Absolutely.
I love it.
We're back and forth
shifting.
here.
What
We
inspires
go all
me?
over.
I mean, it depends, because I've been doing music for such a long time. Like, I started when I was 11, and like, not just like, oh, I could sing when I was 11. No, like, that's when I started like performing,
Oh,
and people
nice.
like getting me to come out to their gigs and stuff. So this is actually my 20th anniversary. June is my 20th anniversary of
As a musician.
live performing. Yeah. So like that whole time, and I have never had a break. Like I've always been, like last year I did 66 gigs from June to December.
Holy
So
smokes.
that's a busy year for someone
That
who
is a
also has
busy year.
like a full-time job. And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that's what it is. It's great. It's a blessing.
Didn't you go to music school as well at some
Yeah,
point?
so from 2006 or 2007 I guess, to 2010, I went to CMU in Winnipeg and I took vocal performance. And it was so not my thing. Like I'm just a natural performer, you know? Like I love what comes from within, no matter who you are. Like I love whatever you're putting out there. If it's natural, I just think that's right. Like the world needs what you have. So that's how I feel about my gift too. I don't want to tweak it. I want to grow and I want to get better, but I want to just put out there exactly what I'm gifted
You don't want
with.
to stick
Right.
rules on it.
No
Yeah.
rules, no. So I actually had a hard time. People in school didn't really like me that much because we would be in the jazz choir and there'd be all these, I would have like a little solo piece and I would go crazy off the walls and they'd be like, Jayme, that's not what the music says. And I'm like,
Okay.
that's what I feel though. Like, come on, you really think like Duke Ellington and Count Basie and all those guys played exactly what the music, they didn't have music, they wrote it. So,
Yeah.
Well, like Son House, I don't know if you know who that is.
No.
A blues musician from the Dirty 30s. He, on one of his songs, he puts his guitar on his lap, and this is in the recording studio, and he just starts smacking his knee, and it's completely off time, and he starts singing to it.
Love
and it's
it.
the most like it's a really powerful song. Like
That's so
it gives me
cool.
goosebumps anytime I hear it.
Mm.
And it's
hashtag goosebumps.
Oh,
oh no, TM. They're trademarked.
Trademark.
Oh, yeah. So what inspires me in
Royalties.
between there? Like, I always have a fire. I think that's just something I was born with. Like, I just have a fire to, I'm even fired up talking about it, right? Like, that's just what gets me going. Talk to me about food, don't really care. Talk to me about other albums, don't care. Talk to me about, like, music, I am just on fire.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's good. All right.
Thanks. That's good. It is good. If I hated it, it wouldn't really be right.
Yeah.
How when you were in school,
Mm-hmm.
you like had to feel the music. Like that's why you
Yeah.
didn't like school. That's
Yeah.
kind of where we left off before we went on break there.
Yeah.
But
And it's not like the educators don't teach you to feel music, but it's just right then they're teaching you the logistics of a song and all that kind of stuff. And like that's
Theories.
important, theory, it's important. But like at the time, especially being like a young, all I wanted to do was perform, and I wasn't performing as much during that time. So I actually left university so I could perform more. I left music school to go perform, and that's a little bit backwards to me. So yeah,
c'est la vie.
c'est la vie, carpe diem.
Yeah.
Carp.
More. I was gonna say Italian, but that's not Italian.
Papa the booby.
It always goes back to the bapada.
So
And the
yeah, you gotta feel it. And like, you know how you can tell when there's an authentic performance happening in front of you? Like you can tell when someone is being moved by their own music. That's the best thing to watch in the world, no matter what style of music it is. I can't stand sitting in an audience and watching somebody perform like you know, I don't know what to even to call it, square.
Choreographed.
Just
Stiff.
yeah, it's just like they're singing what they've heard because they know they're supposed to.
Well, we saw Blink-182 the last time they came through Winnipeg.
All the
Yeah. But Simple Plan opened for them.
Oh, really?
And they were, it's kind of a pun, but they were perfect. Like, there wasn't a hair out of place. There wasn't a note out of place.
Yeah.
Amazing
Everything
stage
was
present.
Perfect. And then Blink-182 comes on and they're sloppy as hell. But I like that more.
Because
it's
that's
real.
what they are.
Because that's who they are.
Yeah.
I agree.
Even though Simple Plan was amazing, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong.
Well, and sometimes people are just like note perfect, pitch perfect. It's just the way that some people sound. But I just feel like I can sense it when someone's not being authentic. And I just want to hear something real. Like, think about Neil
Faker's
Young.
gonna fake.
Faker than the fake?
Faker's gonna fake.
Fake is gonna
Taylor
fake.
Swift, y'all.
You can't fake the funk.
Oh, there you go.
But think about Neil Young. Not the greatest singer in the world, right? But he wrote these great songs and he sang them and we felt. Like Bob Dylan, great poet, not a great singer. But you could feel what he was singing.
Yeah, I need to be in the mood in order to listen to him because of that.
I love listening to Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
I listen to it all day.
Yeah,
Well,
I
and
like it too.
Really?
Neil Young's
Okay.
voice is cool, but it's so
It's special.
unique.
It's
Yeah.
special, yeah. So I
I
just
like when
think
Jimmy
you gotta.
Fallon.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
it's
was
so
good,
funny.
yeah.
Yeah, I just think you got to do what you do because everyone has their thing, right? Like, so
Shtick.
whatever comes out of you, that's right.
Every
This
time.
is insightful, man.
Getting all
It's
philosophical.
like
Philosophical.
Velociraptors.
Velociraptor.
Velociraptor.
Good housekeeping.
Oh man. Well, the Raptors are
Squirrel.
playing tonight, so I'm excited.
Oh,
Raptors are playing.
Look at that segue.
That's
I know.
right.
That's free, people.
This is the
Raptors.
sports segment.
Yeah.
Every
By the
time-
time you watch this, they could have probably already won.
It might be over.
We don't know.
It might be over.
The
You never know.
championship is in Canada, guys.
That's right.
You
Sarah
heard it here
McLachlan,
first.
she's singing the Canadian anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that just happened.
We're
Yeah.
starting a quartet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome, people.
It's gonna be great.
We're like, what's a quartet your wife always listens to at Christmas? Or a cappella group? I freaking hate it.
Pentatonics.
Pentatonics,
Oh, their
yeah.
Christmas music is just
Oh.
always on, everywhere.
It's so good though.
It's fine.
it's good for the first 2 minutes.
time that I listened through the album, but at the about the 600th time, I'm like, okay, guys.
That is exactly
Next
how I
song.
feel.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this is cool. And then
Yeah,
600 times later, I'm
I
like,
appreciate the
kill
tone.
me.
they're very good.
I guess I listen to the same things over and over again, and I watch the same movies over and over again. I swear, I'm
I
stuck
can
in
do
a
that with
time
certain
warp.
things. Really?
That's what I do. It's the same.
Like the
like,
Russian Doll TV show.
Yeah.
You just live it like you're a Groundhog Day.
There it
Just-
is. Like I can listen to it, and I enjoy it every
You're in a
time.
loop.
Like, oh, let's watch Titanic again. Right on. Been watching this since 1997.
Wow.
Still good.
Celine Dion, we're back.
Yeah. Celine, the
So
non-musician.
her heart will go on.
It will in my life.
Yeah.
Hey, well, yeah, the world needs those kind of people too. Then I guess I can't. See, I'm the opposite. I
It
hate
has to be new all the time.
I don't watch
Almost.
a lot of movies
repeat.
again.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, not a lot.
I do.
Like I do
certain
the
ones.
classic, like Back to the Future and Lord of the Rings, or
There's
Harry
some.
Potter.
Yeah. There's some movies that I've watched so many times like I have it
Wars.
memorized.
Like Step Brothers.
Like Dumb and Dumber.
Step.
I have
Yeah,
like
Dumb and Dumber.
I have like
It's every guy's
like Braveheart.
Oh, good one.
I memorized that whole movie, and then I did it for like a high school talent show.
Do a line from Braveheart. Do a line.
But they didn't know that I was doing it at this talent show, and so I told them I was gonna play guitar or something, and then I got up on stage without a guitar, and honestly, I don't have it memorized anymore. But when I was in high school, then I started with like the first line in the movie, and after about 5 minutes, they
cut you off.
were just
got
like,
it.
"You can stop." That was amazing.
Do
And
one.
nobody was laughing.
Do a line
I
from
don't,
Braveheart.
it's too embarrassing now.
Oh, come
It's too embarrassing.
on. You
Whatever,
know
man.
it.
Do the one where he's like mooning them.
Does he say anything, or do you just want me to moon the camera?
Yeah, moon the camera.
Well, and then they also flash the camera. Too,
Yeah. So you can do
Take
both.
your
I'm not
pick.
wearing a kilt though.
Take your pick. Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's a problem.
That's disappointing.
should have thought of that.
Should have worn a
Come
kilt.
on.
Next time.
Could have.
William,
21st
William
episode.
Wallace.
William.
No.
Yeah.
That was a great movie, by the
Yeah,
way.
it was a good.
I
movie.
never saw it.
Really?
No, and I won't watch it because it's new.
I remember thinking it was super gory,
No.
and then I watched Game of Thrones.
And then you're like, that's not very gory.
Oh, you need
It's
to
not that new.
watch. It's an old movie, so.
It's a good one.
It's when Mel Gibson was sexy.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
check it out.
he's a
You've
hunk of
convinced me. Enough
It's very
said.
long.
Can we just spoil it for you, and then will you watch it then? Because
Yeah,
then you know what
I love
happens.
spoilers. I still watch
he
them.
Really,
dies.
you love spoilers?
William Wallace dies.
Yeah, he gets ripped apart.
See, I don't know who that is, so that's
He's the main
fine.
character.
You
Well,
know, like,
no,
that's, he's
thanks. See,
an
you
actual
ruined-
character
no,
from
just-
history, though.
Well, I was gonna
But the
say,
movie's
Really?
completely wrong.
yeah, the
False
movie's
flag.
not very accurate.
Not at all.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. I'll watch it. I'll
Very
watch
Hollywood.
Braveheart.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should. It's good.
It's a good movie.
It's on the
Freedom.
to-do list.
Freedom.
That's one of the lines from the
That is a movie. And then he dies instantly after that.
Oh, so now you told me exactly when he's going to die, too, so there's
Well, he's being
no
tortured, so
surprise.
you will
yells
definitely
freedom.
know when he's going to die.
Well, sometimes people get tortured and then they let
That's
them
true.
go. you
Not in
know,
this
it's
movie.
like sometimes, yeah, okay. It's like when you pull all the ants or the legs off of a
Oh,
daddy
yeah, and then you
long
kind of
legs,
just watch it
then
go.
you- yeah, no, that's terrible. Don't do that. Don't do that.
So, last episode we talked about, this is completely sideways again, but we talked about they're selling trips to space, to the space station, you said?
Yeah, the NASA is selling, or will be selling in 2020, or I don't know when they're starting the sale, but in 2020 they will be taking civilians to the space station. And from what I read, and that could have changed already, the stay is for 30 nights,
Oh, yeah.
and
It's around $1 million,
The
right?
cost is $35,000 a night.
That's it.
Okay.
That's not bad, actually.
It
No.
really isn't.
I mean, like, I
if
can't
I was
afford
rich,
it,
yeah.
but yeah.
But
Yeah.
every billionaire on the world,
Oh, yeah.
And you don't
Like,
even
all
have
five
to
of them
be.
can go.
It's nice because you don't have to be a billionaire. Like there are people who like just are wealthy or even can
Win the
just save
lottery.
up that much.
well,
and
just
say,
imagine like a network like Disney can say, "Hey, here's a way for you to win a trip to space."
yeah,
Holy, like that's cool.
like
That'd
to
be cool.
space, like that's really cool.
Like
I'd
how
be
many people can say
terrified.
that other than astronauts?
But would you go?
Absolutely, 100%
I'd be
wouldn't
so
even think
scared.
about it.
I'd be
Really?
So my-
not I
Well, my
would not
question
think
was,
about it.
was
Yeah,
that,
that'd be
would you
cool.
go?
Would
if
I
you
go?
had $1 million to spare, just lying around?
Okay, I think
Like, I mean, more
if I
obviously,
were
but-
really wealthy, I would have a totally different life. I think first of all, so
Yeah.
I would probably go then. But as it is now, if I just won a trip or I got that money and could go, I think
Like
I
if you got
would be
10
very
million,
nervous.
10 million and you allocated 1 million to go to space for a month.
And
Would you
who's
wanna do
going
that?
with you? I guess. Like, well, are
Well,
you in
it's
a?
a
bunch of
Is it like
millionaires,
a
you
plane?
can- you
like
can network.
Okay, yes, I'm going.
No, no,
I'm
no.
going.
So they're only
I can
taking-
network. I am a single lady.
There you go.
I can cook Italian.
Maybe Chris Hadfield will be back there. Who knows?
Chris, oh woo woo, Chris Hatfield.
Yeah, have you seen that mustache?
He's a gay
He looks-
icon.
He looks like Ned Flanders.
He does.
That's,
I never
that's
thought
a
And
good
he's
look.
a musician,
That's a
right?
good look.
He feels like I'm wearing nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Cool. All right.
So
well,
yes, would you?
Yeah. Yes.
Would you?
I
Absolutely.
think so.
So we would all go to space.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
come on,
yeah, I'd go.
Lucas.
If I had $10 million, sure. If I had just $1 million that I came across, just
no,
enough
no,
to
no,
go on a
no,
trip.
no. I mean, like,
That's
this
This is
doesn't
if
matter.
you can comfortably go.
If I could
Right.
comfortably go without like consequences, I'd for
This
sure
is
go.
the same as you going to
I'd
Mexico
be,
to the beach.
I would be scared shitless the day before though.
Me too.
Like I think because even when I go on a plane, I like have
You get
nervous
nervous.
diarrhea.
Yeah, I
Okay.
get nervous
Every
too.
time.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
for that, I'd be like, but then once I
Even
go
just
out there, it'd be
walking through
great.
the airport, I'm like, I
Yeah,
can't
I'm
do
like,
this. There's too
oh,
many
I'm gonna
people.
die, I'm
It's
gonna
too
die, I'm gonna die, I'm
people-y.
gonna
I know. It's too people-y.
Well, I mean, it'd be just natural to be scared, right? To go. I mean, I would be scared too.
Well, I'm not very adventurous as it
That's-
is though. Like I won't bungee jump. I
Oh,
won't
really?
do any of
Well, I remember when I
skydiving.
went skydiving.
You've done that, so you're an adventurer.
The worst part for me was getting in the plane.
Yeah.
Getting in.
Once the plane took off, my nerves completely calmed.
What about when you were
Because
gonna
there's just
jump
one way
out?
down then.
Well, you have no option.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
I
there's
guess
3
you can
ways
wait till
down.
a plane lands.
You could crash. The plane could land.
Okay.
Or you could jump out.
Okay.
All true.
But here's the thing: by the
To
time
the optimist, there's one way.
but by the time the door opened, I was so ready. I like almost like jumped onto the wing myself. Like I was like, yeah,
You're
I'm
ready
good
to
to
go?
go.
Let's
Yeah.
rock.
I don't know if that wouldn't be my.
It was such a cool feeling. I would recommend it to
I would
anybody.
need a diaper.
Unless you have
Yeah, the only adrenaline I need is on the stage.
Okay.
That's
I
adrenaline.
thought you were gonna say, I only need cocaine.
It's all that and a little bit of heroin, and then
Don't need that.
I'm good. Maybe some acid.
The stage is good adrenaline. I
It
agree.
is, right?
Yeah,
Like
it
that
is good.
moment. There's those stage moments.
Especially right before you go on.
Yep.
And then
I
your mic
actually
doesn't
like.
work.
I don't like to talk to anyone, and I don't want to be a diva. But like before I go on stage, I like to be completely alone because if everybody's talking to me, I can't focus. Like I can only focus on the task at hand.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is more than like, don't talk to me, I'm gonna go on stage. It's just like, I need to focus because I need to play my role, right? I need to do my thing.
Yeah.
So
See,
then there's that nerve.
I'm the opposite. I just shoot the shit with everybody until I
Really?
go, and then I just go.
Yeah.
I can't.
yeah.
Like I hide
Well,
away from.
we all kind of do that though.
Yeah.
Like
You
we
like
just
to
chat.
I
With
don't know how
everybody.
people can
No,
do
Chris-
that.
Chris usually goes and
maybe
changes and he-
me and Chris do less of that.
Yeah.
But
I gotta be alone.
my least favorite thing is when you get all amped up, you get on stage, you play your first song, and the adrenaline's going, and you look out and there's like nobody there.
Oh.
And then you're just like, it's still gonna be fun. Like I still have a great time, but there's just less. Like
Welcome
it's way
to
more
the
fun.
punk rock
Yeah,
show.
it's way more fun when you're at a bar and everybody's hammered and they're just like.
Unless you're doing gospel music, then you
Then
want to be
that's a little bit
sober.
different. Yeah.
When they're hammered, that's sweet too.
It's like, ooh, all right.
No.
Who's the spirit led or
I was
whiskey
gonna
led?
say,
We don't
I
know.
can feel the spirit.
Yeah, with the spirits. Yeah, spirits.
Yeah.
No, that's good. Spirits.
That's funny. And then there's a moment when you come off stage. Do you guys get nervous after you've played?
No.
Nope.
I do.
I'm,
I
like,
sit down
done
and
then.
I'm shaking. I'm like,
Really?
I can't believe that just happened. It's like an out of body experience for me.
I literally get so sleepy. Like I
Really?
get off and I'm just
Right
like,
after the stage, just like, yeah,
Wait, performing on stage or in bed?
both.
This is too much. This is too much.
Too far.
No,
Sorry,
I get
couldn't
nervous.
leave it
I get
alone.
nervous
It was
right
just
after.
there.
no.
I think because like sometimes I feel like it wasn't me. Like I just feel like, wow, where did that come from? I literally just sang in front of people. I can't believe I did that. I think that's humbling. I think it's a humbling thing where it's like, wow, I'm so fortunate that I got to do that. And then I sit down and I shake and shake and shake.
See, and I'm the opposite. Blake is like, she loves the stage. Like my daughter Blake, she had her dance recital a month or so ago.
How old is she?
4.
Oh, okay.
And she loves it. She loves the attention. She loves performing. She loves dancing in front of people. And yeah, it's just the thing.
No
to do.
nerves.
Nope, not
Wow.
whatsoever. So yeah.
Like other kids will often just lock up. Right?
Well, we had a few.
Yeah.
There was a few
Freeze.
kids that started crying, and they had to pull them off stage.
Yeah.
And Blake's
they-
like, you suck.
yeah.
It's scary. Like
No, but Blake's just like, yeah, well, I'm doing this.
it's not
and-
easy, but
yeah.
it's good for people, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's
Oh,
good for
yeah.
people to just get up there and do
It's a
something.
blast.
Yeah.
The people
Because
that-
for you, like you say, you have like some anxiety about that kind of stuff, and I'm sure you feel even better after because you achieved something.
Yeah, and but
And
like
it's over.
But like for shows, I never feel like I get nervous beforehand.
No?
No. I mean, I usually have a couple drinks beforehand, which helps. But I've never actually been to the point. Even like the first show we ever played, I
There was nobody there.
well, there wasn't.
Let
There
me
was
just
one
remind
person's
you.
mom. But it was still like it was my first time ever playing music on stage that wasn't like in church,
Wow.
and it was just like this is fine. And punk, I think, is different too because the whole atmosphere is you just don't care.
It's a mood.
Like you're just like it's just gonna be stupid and loud and it's gonna be awesome.
yeah.
kind of,
Well, it's a
right?
mood. You're
It's
giving people a
more-
mood.
Yeah, it's about
If it-
having fun on
If
stage.
it was
Yeah.
me on stage with like somebody with an acoustic guitar and I was just singing, I would be way more like when we
Like
play
what we did at
acoustic
Christmas?
stuff. That makes me that I was nervous for because
Yeah.
then it's quiet and everybody can hear your voices and
Exposed.
stuff and it's just like
And you can't
That's
hide behind the
true.
noise.
you can't hide behind the noise and I can't just yell randomly for fun.
But you know
and I
what?
miss doing and I love doing that.
The
so.
thing that I don't like about performing with like the big band with the big sound is that I tend to then yell everything I'm singing
Oh,
at the
yeah.
same volume. There's I don't go quiet at all because it's so loud on stage
Yeah.
and I'm just like, yeah. What are we yelling about? We're just yelling. I love lamp. So,
You get a grenade.
well, and then a couple of people who have listened to me, they have made comments like that. They say, oh, I don't really like her. She yells everything she sings. And I'm like, lady, it's because it's loud on the stage.
Do you wear in-ears?
No.
No.
I'm so far behind on all technologies. I need help, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just a good old microphone and monitor in front of me.
Oh, we don't use in-ears yet either.
Oh, you don't?
I'm
Nope.
seriously contemplating going that way.
Well, if
though.
our drummer didn't drum so loud, it'd be fine.
I think it's kind of exciting not knowing what's going on and I can't hear myself. Well, let's see how good my talents will ride on this. And then I listen later. I'm like, it sounded good. So obviously, I can just do it.
Most of the time when we play, we can't hear each other because the sound is always really bad. Like,
Well, like the
Yeah, it
last
sucks.
show we played, I literally just heard a cymbal in my left ear.
Exactly.
The entire time. Couldn't hear my guitar, couldn't hear vocals. It's just like, I'm on beat. That's all that matters.
There's
so that
nothing
you're
better.
just trying to
Yeah.
guess.
You
where
know
you're
when you
going.
get like a great acoustic room that you play in and a good sound tech and you're just like,
Yeah.
this is heaven. It's just so good.
Like the Pyramid
Pyramid.
Cabaret.
I was just gonna
Oh.
say the
And
Pyramid had
my
the best
word,
sound.
they
And
have good
and you
sound.
guys
Yeah.
remember when we did West End Cultural Center?
That was, yeah.
That was good.
Was
That
it?
wasn't bad.
Yeah, because I remember.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the one across the
No,
street.
like when we actually played at the
Yeah,
Cultural
yeah,
Center. That was
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
That was cool.
The Pyramid.
Except for I was sick and my voice was gone.
Sounded like
Oh.
shit.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
so
I
bad.
sounded like a hyena that was on its last day. Yeah.
Oh man, how do you keep your voice like through all that rough stuff?
I drink a lot
but-
of lime water. It just practice.
Wow.
If we don't practice a week or two, my voice is gonna suffer.
So you just strengthen up those muscles. That's what I do too.
But I've gone to less screaming too. Like I've learned how to control
Yeah,
my voice
that's
better,
true.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to sing now.
that's awesome.
Not
I
just
love
yell.
it. Yeah, tasteful screams, I think.
Well, yeah, you can add the loud volumes to it,
Yep.
and then sometimes the scream is okay.
Yeah.
But I try more to sing now than ever before.
I feel that. Yeah, I came to kind of a thing this past year too, where I was talking with one of my fellow musicians, and I said to him, like, I just want to sing like myself. Like, I just want to sing in my real voice, not no like Etta James impersonation. Like, I just want to sing like me. And I started doing that, but then adding in the little like
The things
tricks
you've
I've
learned.
learned.
Yeah.
And now that's
Yeah.
my new voice. It's almost like it's developed into like a blend of everything I've learned. So
That's
it's
cool.
much better because now I save my voice. Like
Yeah.
That's
now I
good.
don't have to worry
Yeah.
about. Well, I never lost it,
Well,
but
I think Michael Bublé is a good example of that. Because
it's
like,
his real voice.
obviously he wanted to be like, oh, his name's gone.
Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Like everybody that does lounge music thinks Frank Sinatra,
Right.
right? So I think that's what he probably wanted to be.
Totally.
But then he found that he just had his own sound, and it's incredible. Like that
I think
guy.
yeah, our conversations keep going back to that. Like what's authentically you is right. Like do it.
Hashtag you do you.
I
You
was
do
just gonna
you.
say,
There's
yeah.
a space for you.
Just do it.
Just
There's
do.
space.
Unless
Look
it
how
sounds
many-
like crap.
Look how many
Well, see, the
musicians
thing
we
is,
have.
just people just need to do things. Like never doubt yourself. I mean, yeah, you might suck at first.
Actually, it's
You
what
will suck at first.
You will,
Guaranteed.
absolutely. You will suck at first, but most things you can be trained.
It's
and
like
you can
Patrick
get good at
Bensky
it.
told us. You have to constantly step out of your comfort zone
Yep.
to learn new
Play
things.
with musicians better than you. Be uncomfortable.
I once heard somebody say you should always try to be the weakest link in your band.
Yes. I totally live for that. You're giving me life
And
right
that's
now.
perfect because
That
we
is
all
so-
are.
Yeah, we all are. We're just in a terrible band.
Yeah.
This is all we all
No, I
just
totally
suck.
feel that. I think
Yeah.
that's so true. That's
But
so-
yeah, just try things, play music, do whatever you love doing. Just do it.
And someone else also
you'll-
told
yeah,
me like
exactly.
stick to what your real strengths are. Like
Yeah.
if you are like for me, like I can sing really high and I can sing really loud. Okay, then that means if I choose material where I'm able to do that every now and then, and that's my skill set. And where someone else might be a good like low and smooth
Right.
singer, then they should stick to that. Like learn new things, but do what you're born to do.
Yeah.
Just create
So-
stuff.
That's for singers.
We're
but
pretty close to out of time here. So is there a question that we
Tick-tock,
should have asked you that we
tick-tock.
didn't ask you?
No, I don't. We covered so much. You guys are great. Loving the podcast, and I just appreciate the time and being able to speak with
That's
you
awesome.
guys. Being on the other side of the mic, it's nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming. We appreciates that about you.
We appreciate that.
And call me back like anytime. I'd love to come back, talk more.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
I'd like to sing
Done.
with monochromatics.
Ooh.
We could do like an Evanescence thing. Ooh.
Oh yeah. I love me
What
some
remember
Evanescence.
when Evanescence and Seether did a song together?
How
Seether.
fun would that
Yes.
be?
Barf.
Or
It was actually really
Okay.
good.
or what is the other band? The most popular Evanescence song. Bring me back to life.
Bring me up inside.
Can't wake up.
Yeah, who's the-
I'll be that guy.
That band, who's that band?
Save me.
It's just Evanescence. Isn't
No,
it just Evanescence?
no.
Yeah, it is.
No.
It's just Evanescence.
Yeah, it
There's-
totally is.
There's, I thought it was featured with another band.
Maybe.
Or there was a different song.
Singer,
Maybe the
I don't
singer
know.
of that one band. But I thought, like, the guy that always yells.
That band name is
Wake me
complicated
up.
to.
The guy that always yells, Lil Jon.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the littles.
Yeah.
Is
One of the littles.
it wake me up inside? Okay. Just
No,
Just-
it's just them.
Evie.
I don't know.
Let's
about
do
that.
it.
Good old Evie.
All right. Anyway.
Well, thank you guys very much for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, yeah.
Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget. And if you want to watch a really embarrassing video, pay on Patreon for it.
Yeah.
We're
we'll
gonna.
try
We
to
have
put
to
it
find
out
somebody that can actually like make that a digital video. But we'll make
It'll
it happen.
there. Yeah. All right. See ya.
See ya.